Hello and welcome to part 4, the last of my so-called catch-up videos to get everybody, well, to get myself primarily, up to speed with the HiFi news. I have plans and changes afoot with HiFi news. Check the link above. First few minutes will explain what's happening in terms of going forward from this video onwards. This video won't be as long as the last video, but it will be quickfire and there'll be none of the usual on-screen furniture or design. It'll just be a bit sort of quickfire, as I say, and then we'll get on to a whole new way of doing things next week with a bit of luck. Anyway, before we get to that news, let's not forget the trivia. And we are staying with the political theme, and we're going to talk about Elvis Presley, a slightly older Elvis Presley. Question is this: when Elvis Presley turned up unannounced at the White House in 1970, what did he want from Richard Nixon? One more time. When Elvis Presley turned up unannounced at the White House in 1970, what did he want from Richard Nixon? As ever, please don't do any Googling or research. This is just a bit of fun. Any research would spoil things. As I say, just have a little think, and at the end of this video, I'll tell you the answer. Until then, HiFi news. And we are beginning with MARANTZ, which have a pair of reference quality home cinema components. First up, we have the AV20, a preamp for your AV system, which includes a dual-core DSP chipset coupled with 32-bit 2-channel DACs with dedicated jitter reduction. You get 7 HDMI inputs that all support 8K. In addition, you have on the second box a 12-channel 200-watt AMP20 power amplifier, which can be used in bridged mode to push out 400 watts, so plenty of power, hey. Included are single-ended and balanced inputs. Both products were designed and manufactured in Japan. Next, from B&O, Bang & Olufsen, we have another one of the, I think it's the third, one of the recreated classics series, centered around the BO System 3000C. Now, from memory, B&O focus on a particular product that they produced many years ago. They hunt and haunt the second-hand markets. They find a limited collection of original components, turntables, amps, speakers. They take them back to their factory. They strip them down completely. They hand refurbish them. They put them all together, and everything is as new. They look at the end as if they just emerged from the factory, although they are original old components. So for this, and they've done 2 more. They've done, I can't remember what was in the earlier 2 release series things. This is the 3rd one. And this one is based on the BioLab 8 speakers plus 1985's Biogram 3000C turntable. That particular turntable features a solid walnut back cover, re-anodized aluminium panels, and a brand new dust lid. The BioLab 8 speakers have been chosen to accompany the deck, finished with matching walnut lamellas, as I pronounce it, lamellas, and aluminium. Now, the system itself, because of the amount of work that's been put into the refurbishment and frankly re-engineering, it ain't cheap either. £22,100 or $30,000 or 26,000 euros. Oh, and this system is made to order, so you got to talk to the company first. Now, very recently, I reviewed RUARK's SABRE-R speakers. These were a kind of reimagining, a rebuilding, a representing, and updating of original Sabre speakers to the SABRE-R. Well, the MR1 speakers, oh, I've got a review of the Sabres on my, well, on here, on my website and on YouTube channel. Follow the finger to a link below, above, below, a link above. It's been a long day. Anyway, follow the finger, as I say, up there to a link for the video on the SABRE-Rs, down below in the description for the website version. So RUARK has released a third generation version of its classic MR1 Bluetooth speakers, and they are updated and improved. So they include enhanced USB and Bluetooth audio, handcrafted wood cabinets, larger enclosures, so slightly larger than the originals, just to allow room for the new drivers. They have walnut or charcoal lacquer finishes, and the price is £399 for the pair. Cambridge Audio now, which has announced the MXW70, a new compact power amplifier. The MXW70 offers 70 watts into 8 ohms, and you can turn the amplifier from stereo to mono, use it in bridged mode, and you can up that figure to 250 watts. Driven by Hypex N-Core Class D amplifier technology, and from memory, I quite like the sound of that particular tech. The prices will be either, I have three, £499, €599, or $599. Let's nip back to Cambridge, and I mentioned the Hypex Core Class D technology. Well, that's also being pushed into the 150 watt 150 SE, an enhanced special edition of their streaming amplifier. Within the Stream Magic Control app, audio can be personalized to your taste. You get 7-band EQ that can be used to tweak the sonics manually. The Evo 150 SE provides a 6.8-inch color screen, and you can cycle through a clock display, album artwork, info on the current track, or you can watch a pair of VU meters do their thing. Available from July next month, 2025. Prices are either £1,999 or €2,399 or $3,299. Now, according to CHORD, wake up little Susie, because there are two amplifier products from CHORD Electronics, both called Susie. Firstly, we have the Susie preamp, the Susie preamp, to call it its proper name, and the Ultima technology powered Susie power amp. So the Susie Pre is priced at £1,995. It provides a built-in MM and MC phono amplifier with selectable gain and impedance, 3.5mm and 6.35mm headphone outputs, 3 RCA inputs, 1 RCA output, and a 12-volt DC output. The Susie Amp power amplifier pushes out 30 watts. That is priced at £3,400. It incorporates, as I've said, CHORD Electronics Ultima amplifier topology. Next, the UK company IOTA Audio Design. Now, they sent me a PDF with lots of little news bits about updated products here and there, different turntable updates, tone arm updates, phono amplifier updates, I think, and other stuff. Now, I'm going to mention a few here. I'll put a website on screen. Check out that website if you want the full story. It'll tell you about all the updates. I'm going to give you a few highlights. I haven't got the space to put them all in here, but it'll give you an idea what's going on. So, for example, there is the JOT, J-O-T, JOT Quantum turntable. That's now supplied with the low-profile IOTA MFP 0.5 mains filter supply in either black or silver, and that's a tethered supply. Over to the Prima R turntable, also has that filter, plus an SD clamp, and a 25% increase in mass, and adjustable feet. There is also the Satori 2R tone arm that now has a lower center of gravity and additional mass loading. A titanium unipivot bearing point is now used on this model. As I say, the company has more to say. Check out the website. And finally, from Silent Angel, we have the Bremen SL1 Plus player, controlled via a VIT or VIT OS. How do you pronounce that? VIT OS? VIT OS? VITOS? I don't know. Orbiter, anyway, VITOS Orbiter app, and offering embedded MQA audio decoding, Qobuz, Tidal, Connect, Spotify Connect, DLNA, and AirPlay 2, as well as internet radio and Bluetooth. The SL1 Plus streamer also supports files up to 24-bit 192 kHz. It is equipped with XLR balanced, RCA single-ended, coax, optical, and USB audio outputs, plus a 6-core CPU. Price, only £5 for now, £799. And that's your lot, folks. We are now officially up to date. There are new items I have in terms of news in my possession, and I will start feeding those through the website next week, and there will be a sort of roundup video at the end of next week, which I hope you'll join me for. Hopefully you'll do both. You'll check out the website and the video. That's about your lot. Anyway, before I go, you want an answer to that trivia question. Elvis. We were talking about Elvis and Richard Nixon. The question one more time. When Elvis Presley turned up unannounced at the White House in 1970, what did he want from Richard Nixon? And the answer is, he wanted a badge. Yep, Elvis Presley turned up at the White House because he wanted a badge. When Elvis decided on his own initiative to fly to Washington to see President Nixon, his #1 priority was to get the credentials of a federal agent in order to assist in the war on illegal drugs. He had already been given deputies' badges by many of the cities he had visited, and he wanted something similar to prove he was working on behalf of the government. This request was at first refused, but since he mentioned it again when he met the president later on, the powers that be eventually relented and they gave him the badge. You get the feeling, from what I hear, that he was given the badge just for a quiet life. Just give him the badge. Anyway, good old Elvis, hey. Anyway, now you know. I'll be back next week with a very familiar to you, HiFi news, etc. New in that all of the news stories will be up to date and cutting edge. And it'll be, as I say, a compilation of the previous website news items. I've talked about that in the earlier part 1 of this roundup. Hey, you know all about this. So anyway, hope to see you next week. Hope to see you either on the website or here. And I hope to have your company either way or both ways. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.